Yeah, that is all I'm telling you, eh? Pick up the phone and give them a call. And let's say a good evening to our wonderful friends at La Falaise.
La Falaise Medical Laboratory, my preferred choice for professional and confidential medical laboratory services. La Falaise provides results for all medical tests. If it can't be done there, they will facilitate it through their international partners. Their main office in Roseau is open from 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Mondays to Fridays and 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Home visits and emergency services are also available. Call 448-0100, WhatsApp 276-5213 or visit any of their other locations. Picard in Portsmouth, Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Marigot, Mondays and Wednesdays, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Or Grande, every first and third Thursday, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. La Falaise Medical Laboratory, my choice, your choice, our choice.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
Good evening. Welcome to the DBS Evening News. In the headlines, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says the government is committed to striking a balance between preserving the environment and the development of capital projects in Dominica. From the region, Trinidad and Tobago, to allow U.S. military aircraft to transit airports, and internationally, Australia's Prime Minister proposes tougher national gun laws after mass shooting in Sydney. I'm your presenter with the DBS Major Evening News, Alian Christopher. The details of the news when we return.
This Christmas, Flow's making the season merrier when you add postpaid to internet. Unwrap a new smartphone for only $10. Plus, we're giving you 35% off your mobile bill and win even more goodies with our Spin the Wheel Christmas promotion. This Christmas, the rewards are on us. Add postpaid to your internet plan today in-store or visit discoverflow.co for more info. Terms and conditions apply. Flow, we keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
DBS News.
Once again, welcome back. And once again, your presenter, Alian Christopher. First up in the news, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says the government is committed to striking a balance between preserving the environment and the development of capital projects in Dominica. In recent time, a number of organizations, to include the United Workers' Party, the Dominica Hotel and Tourism Association, and other private and public sector organizations, raised concerns of the quarrying taking place at Debanche. Mr. Skerrit said, or he made this statement during his end-of-year press conference this morning at the State House Conference Center.
No responsible government can justify exporting the environmental burden to another nation while refusing to utilize resources available at home, especially for a project that is national in scope and designed to uplift our own people. Government's approach is clear and principled. Use local material where feasible, economically responsible, and environmentally manageable. Ensure all quarrying and excavation activities comply fully with the Physical Planning Act, including EIAs, mitigation systems, and continuous monitoring. Enforce strong sediment control systems, rehabilitation, and environmental safeguards so that development and environmental protection proceed together. Pause or adjust operations immediately where impacts exceed acceptable thresholds. To be clear, responsible, regulated extraction for a national development project is fundamentally different from reckless exploitation of the environment. And we have to make that distinction as a nation. The government's obligation is to strike a balance in which we protect Dominica's natural heritage while building the infrastructure our country urgently needs now more than ever.
And that's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Dominica has appointed new CARICOM youth ambassadors for the 2025-2027 term following a successful national selection process led by the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development through its Youth Development Division. The newly selected ambassadors will serve for a 2-year term effective August 1, 2025 to July 31st, 2027. The 4 young leaders chosen to represent Dominica at both the national and regional levels are Abigail Christmas, CARICOM Youth Ambassador, female, Emon Clifford Gibbons, CARICOM Youth Ambassador, male, Jonathan Edison Lewis Jones, alternate CARICOM Youth Ambassador, male, Angel Joseph, alternate CARICOM Youth Ambassador, female. 10 candidates were shortlisted and invited to participate in the interview phase, which was conducted in September of 2025. A contestant of the Miss Dominica 2026 pageant is one step closer in her quest to the crown after securing sponsorship from the Republic Bank EC Limited. Contestant number 3, Shireen Mills, representing Jimmet and St. Joseph, was officially sashed as Miss Republic Bank EC Limited this morning. Country Manager of Republic Bank EC Limited, Charlene Polidor Pascal, says Mills possesses qualities that aligns with the Republic Bank Limited.
The sponsorship is especially meaningful because Shireen is one of our own. She is a dedicated employee of Republic Bank EC Limited Dominica, and in her daily work, she exemplifies professionalism, resilience, and excellence. She has demonstrated discipline, hard work, and is a young woman with vision, confidence, and purpose, qualities that align perfectly with Republic's Bank core values and the bank as a corporate citizen. Her customers often rave about her warm smile and customer service. This sponsorship is a reflection of our wider commitment to employee development. By supporting Shireen, we are sending a clear message. Our people matter, our youth matter, and Dominican talent deserves to shine on the biggest stages.
And that's Country Manager of Republic Bank EC Limited, Charlene Polidor Pascal. Miss Dominica contestant Shireen Mills is hoping to carry the ambassadorship of Republic Bank EC Limited proudly as she vies for the title of Miss Dominica 2026.
It is with immense gratitude that I stand before you today as an ambassador for an institution deeply rooted in community, respect, professionalism, integrity, and genuine customer care. Care that seamlessly flows throughout its organization. As an employee, I am especially thankful for the unwavering support I have received from a company that not only believes in my potential, but actively invests in my dreams while honing my professional growth. Through my platform, Breaking the Stigma, Empowering Women, Confidently Confronting PCOS, as Miss Republic Bank EC Limited 2026, I am fully committed to making this institution and my supporters proud as I vie for the prestigious title of Miss Dominica 2026.
And that's contestant number 3 of the 2026 Miss Dominica pageant, Shireen Mills. The Miss Dominica pageant is set for February 12th, 2026 at Carnival City. The reintroduction of night court sittings for the Magistrates Court in Dominica, launched in September 2025, is proving to be a significant step towards enhancing access to justice and reducing the long-standing case backlog. Chief Magistrate is Candia Carrot George.
The night court began with a focus primarily on civil matters, a number of which were resolved through ex parte hearings and in-person trials. Due to the prison's set hours for intake, it is not feasible to conduct criminal trials for persons who are in custody. However, we expect to see an expansion of the listings for the night court to include the hearing of criminal matters for persons who are out on bail, as well as private criminal matters. The following data summarizes night court activity to date. In September of 2025, 20 matters were completed at the night court, although we did not start at the beginning of the month. During the period October 1st to 13th, 28 matters were completed. The reason why we only sat in the night court from the 1st to the 13th was because the magistrate that presides over the night court was on vacation from the 14th to the end of the month. So although a lesser period, more matters were disposed of. From November 1st to December 9th, 2025, 38 matters have been completed at the night court. Several additional matters or hearings are listed for hearing before the night court and are expected to be completed prior to the court's break from December 22nd, 2025 to January 2nd, 2026. Overall, the number of matters being disposed of is expected to continue increasing, contributing significantly to the reduction of the case backlog.
And that's Chief Magistrate Candia Carrot George. A firearms task force established this year is yielding fruits. That's according to the Acting Chief of Police, Lincoln Corbett. Corbett said 12 firearms have been recovered by the Firearms Task Force, with more expected to be recovered.
We're working very quietly but effectively. In that, from the time the unit have been established for the past about a month, we've been able to recover 12 firearms. It's not easy to recover one firearm. Most of to recover 12 firearms. And some of those firearms are very high-powered firearms. In one case, we recovered about 5 rifles. And as I speak to you today, an individual has been brought to court to a sentence for the possession of 4 firearms, including a submachine gun, Uzi submachine gun, 3 pistols, and a shotgun. All of them being unlicensed. That is, he's not licensed to carry them. Again, we saw some individuals, being arrested and charged for weapons. So 12 firearms is a big thing. Again, we're working. The players are working very quietly, but I'm saying we're very effective. And we won't relent. I said before, we won't relent. We'll go after the firearms wherever they are. Wherever in the country we think there, we'll go after them. Because this courage, we're not used to it. We're not used to these calluses of firearms in Dominica. And we won't relent until such time that we get rid of these firearms.
And that's Acting Chief of Police, Lincoln Corbett. Close to $1 million are expected for the next phase of the renovation of the Roseau Cathedral. That's according to Vicar General and Dean of the Roseau Cathedral, Father Nigel Karam. Father Karam, however, says that the Roseau Cathedral is currently in use from Palm Sunday this year.
With regard to the progress of the cathedral, as many people would know, since Palm Sunday this year, we have been using the cathedral regularly, every Sunday throughout the week. We moved from the hall where we were for many years, and we are now in the cathedral. The cathedral is not completed, but we have made it so that it is a space, a sacred space for worship. In terms of physical work on the cathedral, the last significant project was the installation of hurricane shutters around the building. So it means that the building, if there's any emergency, can be secured. So that was the major work that was done this year on the cathedral. The next major project is to seal the cathedral, to put a ceiling in. The cathedral has its roof, but there is no ceiling there, and that has to be done. We've been raising funds for the last 2-3 years to fund that project. That project would require close to $1 million to complete.
And that's Vicar General and Dean of the Roseau Cathedral, Father Nigel Karam. The United Workers' Party has re-elected Dr. Thompson Fontaine as its leader. However, the leadership race against Pastor Randy Rodney was close. Dr. Fontaine won 83 votes to 75 at the party's 35th Annual Delegates Conference at Goodwill Parish Hall on Sunday. Prior to the election, Dr. Fontaine told the delegates that infighting within the party targeting him needs to come to an end.
We are all in this together. Let us combine our efforts. Stop seeing fault or the many faults in your leader, and let us stand together. Let us resolve our differences, but let us do it together. It is not acceptable that you sit on the sidelines hoping that I fail as a leader. That's not acceptable. If one of us fails, all of us fail. And let me be the first to tell you that I am not in this to fail. We are in this together to win the next general election. My fellow delegates, this is not child play. This is not marble hole that we are playing. This is not where you get vexed and you play a little football and you take your ball and you go home. That's not what is there. There is too heavy a price to pay if we fail. We are talking about the future of this country, for goodness sake.
That's leader of the United Workers' Party, Dr. Thompson Fontaine. Dr. Fontaine told the delegates to be patient as he implements strategies to take the party forward.
So I am doing some things differently. I am doing some things differently in 2025. We are not in 1988. So I understand some of what I am doing may be different because we are not used to it. But Papa Bonte, just be patient. Be patient, give it a chance. What is the rush? Give it a chance. Don't say if it will not work if you don't give it a chance. You know, I wonder sometimes, what exactly are we afraid of? The fact of the matter is, and I challenge anyone to contradict me on this, we are gaining converts across this country. Persons who previously dismissed our party are willing to give us a second chance. They are drawn to a message of shared prosperity and how a United Workers' Party government under my leadership will transform this country.
Once again, UWP leader Dr. Thompson Fontaine. Pastor Randy Rodney, who lost the leadership race by 8 votes, declined nomination for deputy leader. The new executive is Dr. Thompson Fontaine as political leader, Ronald Charles, deputy leader, Claudius Sanford, president, Bruni Ryan, Vice President, and Nicholas George, General Secretary. The executive is completed by Walter Greenaway, Assistant Secretary Treasurer, Kent Joseph, Treasurer, and Public Relations Officer Glenroy Coffey. The International Secretary is MacDonald Thomas. The 3 trustees are Norris Prevost, Ernie Lawrence, and Vincent Dupuy. That's the national focus. Stay tuned. Regional and international developments up next.
This Christmas, Flow is making the season merrier when you add postpaid to internet. Unwrap a new smartphone for only $10. Plus, we're giving you 35% off your mobile bill and win even more goodies with our Spin the Wheel Christmas promotion. This Christmas, the rewards are on us. Add postpaid to your internet plan today in-store or visit discoverflow.co for more info. Terms and conditions apply. Flow, we keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
DBS News.
Welcome back. In news from the region. Trinidad and Tobago government has confirmed that it will permit United States military aircraft to transit local airports in the coming weeks as part of ongoing bilateral security cooperation between the two countries. In a media release issued today, the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs said approvals had been granted for the movements, which the United States has described as logistical in nature. The ministry stressed that the decision falls within long-standing security and defense arrangements between Port of Spain and Washington, aimed at strengthening regional safety, security, and stability. Trinidad's Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, the ministry stated, has reaffirmed the government's support for collaboration with the United States, particularly in efforts to combat transnational crime and enhance public safety across the Caribbean. And internationally, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese today proposed tougher national gun laws after a mass shooting targeted a Hanukkah celebration on Sydney's Bondi Beach, leaving at least 15 people dead. Albanese said he would propose new restrictions, including limiting the number of guns a licensed owner can obtain. His proposals were announced after the authorities revealed that the older of the two gunmen, who was a father, had amassed 6 guns legally. And that's the news. Stay tuned for the DBS Sports Report up next.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Once again, welcome to the DBS Evening Sports Report. We begin with some cricket. President of the Dominica Cricket Association, Clement Marsley, has complimented the national under-15 cricket team for a job well done in Grenada in winning the Windward Islands under-15 cricket tournament. Dominica won the competition, which ended on the weekend in Grenada with a perfect record, winning all 4 of their matches played. Marsley told the team on their arrival back home that they have done the entire country proud.
Congratulations on a victory at the Windward Islands on the 15th tournament. We want to say that we are very proud of you all. I know yourselves, your parents will be very happy, and by extension, all of Dominica is very happy for the success that you have achieved. We also want to commend your manager and your coach for the effort. They have worked tirelessly with you, and you all give them a just reward. All right? So, as moving forward, we want to encourage you all to keep playing the game, stay committed to it, keep strengthening each other, and from that, you all can go from strength to strength.
President of the Dominica Cricket Association, Clement Marsley. Meantime, 7 Dominicans have been named to the Windward Islands under-15 cricket team. They are Jershon Joseph, Alex Armstrong, Dylan John, Dewan Benjamin, Derwin Lewis, Dylan Joseph, and Nayan Davies. The team will be captained by Jershon Joseph. Sports coordinator Trevor Shillingford says having 7 players on the team is a major achievement.
This is just the beginning for most of you, all of you. This is just the beginning. There are other opportunities that will be available. Some of you will be back next year. Others will be moving on. But I must also congratulate those who have made it on the Windward Islands team. It is a true achievement for Dominica to have 50% of the team as members from Dominica. 7 out of 14. That is half the team. This volume of your commitment towards your cricket development. But I want to encourage you to continue, because very often we see young players performing at this age level, and in 3, 4, 5 years, we don't see them anymore. So I want to ask you to continue playing your cricket. When you get to the higher level, please try to maintain or to keep the positive company, not those that will discourage you from practicing, not those who will discourage you from continuing your journey, right? Continue to dream big.
That's sports coordinator Trevor Shillingford. Dominica's vice captain Nayan Davis says the guys gave it their all in the tournament.
I like to say good effort for the boys. They really show their colors. They come out for a great effort. Both have good potential in the field and off the field. They show their true colors, and in the end, they become victorious.
Dominica's vice captain Nayan Davis. West Indies head coach Darren Sammy is calling on his players to be more consistent. His comments as the West Indies prepare for the third and final test against New Zealand this week. The Windies are trailing 1-0 in the series, having lost their second test inside 3 days. Sammy says that his players need to win the key moments of the match.
Every time we try to take a step forward, we take about 2 backwards. And it takes me back to 2013, where we drew the test series in Dunedin, came here, lost inside 3 days. You know, it's just the consistency that we're looking for. You know, we keep getting ourselves in good positions, but little moments that switch the momentum of the game. And in that test match, once we lost the momentum, we lost it for a long period of time. So pretty disappointing, but credit to New Zealand. Backs against the wall in both test matches. Their bowlers answered the call for them. They were relentless. And, you know, in a team, you want people to step up when needed the most. And in this test match, nobody stood up. You need players or batsmen to get starts to carry on. That was the difference we did in Christchurch. One person got a big 100 and then another one got a double from the stats they got. We got 5 batters getting stats in the first innings and nobody converted.
West Indies head coach Darren Sammy. Minister for Sports Oscar George says government is moving ahead with plans to provide annual financial subventions to sporting associations as outlined in the 2025 national budget. Speaking on the initiative with DBS Sports, Minister George noted that while sporting associations operate independently, the government believes targeted financial support can assist with their development and sustainability. According to George, the proposed subventions are intended to support grassroots sports development and assist with the general management and operations of associations.
Just to say that the government is not mandated to provide support to any association. The association has independent executives, so government is not mandated to intervene in the operations of any associations. Nevertheless, we try to help. We try to help as much as practically possible. And one of the things we believe that can assist is providing annual subvention to the associations. And that subvention will be geared towards developing the grassroots sports and just helping in the normal management and operations of the association. Obviously, we cannot just give a subvention without proper measures. So currently, the ministry is developing guidelines for implementing that proposal. We had draft guidelines, it was discussed, and there was some changes that is to be made. So as soon as that is finalized, we're expecting in the new year that we can make an announcement on this in terms of at least the first tranche of subventions to selected associations. I think that is a good move for our associations, and of course, we look forward to that.
Minister for Sports Oscar George. National under-14 female player Brianna Briggs is among a 23-member team selected to represent Dominica at the 2025 Windward Island Football Association Under-17 Girls Series. The series, which will be held in Grenada, will feature Dominica, Grenada and St. Vincent. The full team is Diane Augustine, Gelisha Lockhart, Shemaiah Charles, Kayla George, Amia George, Shamia Sango, Nickel Hector, Kezia Challenger, Whitney Charles, Wendella August, Zaria Pascal, Naira Tulloch, Brianna Briggs, Sarai Stedman, Anya Viville, Sarah May St. Rose, Kermaya Frederick, Kiara Shillingford, Kelsey Hussey, Nikela Daru and Rikara Prescott. The team is being coached by Rosilla Regis. Dominica's first game is on Wednesday against Grenada. Paybush Eagles got past the Detroit Blazers in the opening round of matches in the Neville Moose Pair basketball tournament in Marigot last night. Eagles took the match 70-61. Top scorers for the Eagles were Lenin Paul with 22 points and Shama Felicity added 14, while for the Detroit Blazers, Donnie Robinson and Maxwell Birmingham had 14 points each. And the DFA president Glenn Etienne says the DFA remains committed to improving the administrative skills of clubs on the island. His comments following the completion of a FIFA Connect capacity building workshop at the Prevost Cine Mall on the weekend. The FIFA Connect program enables members or member associations to register all their relative football stakeholders and manage them in a cohesive digital platform. It is hoped that the FIFA Connect will replace the existing platform used to complete football transfers. All of the clubs affiliated to the DFA took part in the workshop, which was facilitated by FIFA Connect facilitators Carolina Vilgas and Maria Alvarez.
Today marks an important step in strengthening the way we manage and develop football in Dominica. The FIFA Connect system is designed to make your work easier, more efficient, and more transparent. Your participation in this workshop is critical because the accuracy and integrity of the registration process begins with you. When clubs take ownership of proper data management, it strengthens competition, improves service delivery, and enhances the credibility of our entire football ecosystem. The FIFA Connect platform is more than a registration tool. It is a step towards building a more organized, accountable, and future-ready football structure.
And that is the president of the Dominica Football Association, Glenn Etienne. The clubs also received laptops, a projector, and other equipment, which will go towards the implementing of the FIFA Connect process. Former national player Kelrick Walter showed he is still lethal on the ball as he netted a hat-trick to lead Bath Estate into the semi-finals of the DFA Division 1 President's Cup on the weekend. Bath Estate took down ACS Tarish United in a high-scoring affair at the DFA Technical Center on Saturday. Walter got a hat-trick and Giovanni George and Montel James also added a goal each as Bath Estate took the match 6-3. Bath Estate also benefited from an own goal. Micah Euseb, Kimberly Sampson and Carlos Bernard scored for the Tarish Pit team. And Bath Estate captain is Eustace Marshall.
I think the game was an easy game for us, but I mean we complicated a little bit in terms of the way we wanted to play. First half, we keep possession of the ball. We dominated the game, but we also threw other chances as well. Second half, more of the same, but we was a little lackadaisical in our basic action and it cost us about two goals, some blunders. So it seems to improve on going into the semi-finals.
Discipline issues again for Bath Estate. Another red card. You'll be without a key player in the semi-finals.
Again, we've sports you have to have discipline. I think I said that in a previous interview. Is nothing else I can tell you guys. You understand? I'm a big, well, not armor, but my kicking is discipline. You know, and that's something we stress on before the game, even after the game. Respect the referees, respect the official, and respect other players. But tonight again, same thing.
Got a hat trick from Kerrick Walters, the veteran really stepping up again.
Again, form is temporary, class is permanent. When we need him, he always stepping up. Anyway, ask him to play, he come and he does a terrific job. That was maybe his first game so far up front, and he delivered a monster game, 3 goals.
That's Bath Estate captain Eustace Marshall. In other quarter-final action, the DeWitt Center Mighty Avengers kept their hopes of completing the double alive as they have advanced to the semi-finals. The reigning Division 1 champions got past Warner FC. Jaron George and Giron Myers got a goal each as the Mighty Avengers took the game 2-0. Meantime, South City FC came from a goal down to beat All Saints in extra time last night at the DFA Technical Center. Hendrickson Teat and Sherwin Williams netted 1 each for South City as they won the game 2-1. Well, the South City coach is Sean Martin.
I'd like to say good effort for the boys. They really show their colors. They come out for a great effort. Both have good potential in the field and off the field.
Tonight, I believe the game was evenly matched throughout the 90 minutes. All Saints came strong, and I believe my boys held on, and at the end we were able to get the victory. And I'm very proud of my boys right now.
Any standout players you want to highlight? I know Mayoja Packets, had some incredible saves tonight.
Yes. Paquette really held on, especially in the dying moments where he had this great save that kept us in the game. So I really want to single him out. Our midfield, Xavi and Ion, they played well, and the captain with an injury, we see him fighting on, and that is the spirit that we want to see for all the other team.
And that is the South City coach, Sean Martin. The 4 teams now into the semi-finals are Fonkole FC, Do It Center Mighty Avengers, Bath Estate FC, and South City FC. Well, that's all the time for the news and sports. On behalf of the News and Sports Department and our links person, Joseph Fadul, I've been the presenter of both the news and sports this evening. Ali and Christopher saying good evening.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
And now, your Community Bulletin Board.